The main committee members, I've got Jay Gomes, Paul Burton, Dion Swartz, Sergio Burgos. Hope I pronounced that right. Sorry, Sergio. Al Feldman, Molly Leba, Jose Rodriguez, Glenn Robison, Francisco Leva, Robert Green, Greg Orsini, GJ Anderson, Blake Olafson. Any committee members I missed? And from the PAG team, I've got Bree, Crystal, Jeff, Jesse, Gabe, and Hinsu. I think that caught it all. Anybody I missed on that side? Thank you guys as always for being there to support this. Okay, hearing none. In-kind reporting, just a quick recap on that. As everybody knows, regional planning efforts are enhanced by recording our time donated by the attendees, volunteers, and participants. PAG collects all this data on the time dedicated to meetings and activities that we can apply for use as matching funds for grants and federal dollars. If you are paid with any federal dollars, if you would please let us know now, I'd appreciate it. Okay, hearing none, time spent in preparation for this meeting is going to be estimated by PAG staff that are knowledgeable of the agenda, the meeting materials, and the level of activity and effort involved. At the conclusion, the session report will automatically calculate what we spent on this meeting. As a recap, time spent on the PAG initiatives, programs, and special projects may also be eligible for consideration of matching funds. I'm going to take a little chair's prerogative and let everybody know the regional performance measurement or measured development update, item number 3 on this. In working with the team, we discussed this and decided that we're going to postpone this to another meeting. So there was still some fine tuning that needed to happen. And in working with that team, we wanted to make sure it was polished, ready, set, and had been through all the proper reviews. So I'm going to postpone that item rather than cancel it or eliminate it. And I'll keep you guys posted. I'm anticipating that'll probably be ready for our next meeting, but we'll keep you posted on that as well. So for now, we're just going to postpone that. And then, as always, if you have any direct questions on that activity and that effort or anything else you want to know specifically, you can reach out to Hinsu and his team. Hinsu, that's still okay if they want to get in and talk to anything directly, they can just reach out to you. Is that still okay?
Yes, that works for me. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, my friend. Okay, our next item up is our safety updates. We'll start with the PAG side. So, Gabe, the floor is all yours, my friend. What you got? What you know?
Great. Thanks, Rick. Can you hear me okay?
Got you loud and clear.
Fantastic. Yeah, just to quickly go through the items we have here. We've finalized the Drachman and Stone RSA report, submitted that to the city of Tucson, and waiting for the response on that. I participated in an ADOT RSA on SR 85, roughly between Y, Arizona, and Sonoyta. It's basically that last stretch of highway down when somebody's going to Rocky Point. So that's been something that ADOT's been wanting to look at for a while, and that was very interesting. We collected drone footage, analyzed that, in addition to the standard efforts and activities that we do on those road safety assessments. We're still on a holding pattern on HSIP applications and waiting for ADOT to get back to us and let us know more information. We are in the process of finalizing our PAG annual RSA program report to get that to ADOT as required and requested from them every year for the program. The last specific safety activity is we're trying to get a hold of ADOT to find out if their 2023 crash data is available. So our PAG internal team is we've got a new team working on that. And so we're trying to make sure that we're staying current on that. Usually it's June or July. Lately from ADOT side, it's been July when those data have been ready. And we've been able to access those. And then we need about a month to turn those around, clean up those data, and plug them into our Safety Explorer crash data analysis platform. And lastly, this is a little bit less safety related, but just so everyone knows as well, we've been working with folks locally here to help coordinate in our response to the upcoming work ADOT is doing on the Arizona supplement to the manual and uniform traffic control devices. So we're coordinating with ADOT. We've talked with ADOT. We've got a timeline on what they're looking for. They're going to be submitting to locals through the LPA their first draft mid-August of what they're proposing. So soliciting comments from locals, hoping to have a second draft out by October, and pretty ambitious schedule. They're hoping to be done by the end of the calendar year. So I've reached out to a number of you already, but if you have additional questions or want to be involved more, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And that's all I got.
Great. A quick thing, Gabe, as you were talking about with the timing on the traffic safety data, and I guess I'm going to direct this primarily Blake O, or Greg. I believe First Ave, the project that Patrick's got underway, as well as Arturo's 22nd Street East. Have you been in touch with them about or letting them know about the accident info being? We may have the updated stuff for them to plug in. Or could you share that with them? I can do it too during our regular PM updates, but I thought if you catch them before I do, they may be interested on that based on their team activities.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, are you asking me or Blake that, Rick?
Primarily Blake and Greg. So
Okay.
Blake here, are you saying that I'm confused? I thought Gabe said the data is not available yet.
right, targeting like the latest stuff is July and August, but I don't know where the teams are with their analysis and if that was gonna line up on their time frame.
Okay, I'll give them a heads up.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing, is if they're sitting there going, hey, we're not going to get to it for a couple of months. Hey, the 2023 data should be available for the latest and greatest, but if they're already into it, then that may have to be a judgment call as it goes forward. If you were going to catch with either Patrick or Arturo before I did.
Yeah. For sure. Sure.
Oh, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, I've got you. I saw you had your hand up. Go ahead.
For RSAs, I can't recall. I thought maybe I'm confusing this with HSIP consultant support, but was there some uncertainty about the future of RSA service, I guess I'll say, from PAG?
I'll answer that. Yeah, so right now it's there's not any delay in RSAs at this time currently. We have exhausted our HSIP funding for the program at this time, but we've applied and we're working with ADOT right now. In fact, I have a meeting with them as soon as this meeting is over to discuss more. So we're trying to put our finishing touches on the additional information that ADOT is requesting for a new infusion of funding for that program. But we're hoping that it's going to be expedited so we won't have any delay. And from a jurisdictional perspective, we're hoping to not have you notice anything. So it's possible we might have some delay in some of the upcoming fall RSAs that we'd like to get started on. But again, fingers crossed that ADOT can help us with that and expedite that and get us that funding so we can continue with no blips.
Awesome. Thank you.
Sure.
Got it. Molly, so you got your hand up? Go for it.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep, got you loud and clear.
Okay, cool. So I'm not sure if it's too soon to know or anything, but one thing that Josue and I were wondering is if there any kind of opportunity for South Tucson to have our major or residential corridors assessed.
Yeah, Molly, I'm happy to talk with you about that. Let's get together offline. And we can discuss next steps for that and what it is you're looking for exactly. But yeah, we'd be happy to help.
That would be awesome. Thank you.
I was going to say, Gabe, if you can run with that, follow up after the meeting. I'll leave that in you guys' hands. Perfect. And thank you. Gabe, along those lines, can you do me a favor? Can you pull Lance into that just so he'll be abreast of the conversation and anything that may or may not pop up on his radar screen?
Yeah, absolutely. Since we did a mini RSA, Dr. Nassi and I did a mini RSA last year in South Tucson on South 10th. And then we kind of handed that report to the city of South Tucson and to Lance. Yeah, he was directly involved with that. And he's been doing a great job sort of implementing some of those recommendations hand in hand with the city at those ways. So super happy to involve Lance in that. Yeah.
I was going to say he's been.
Like I said, Molly, let's connect Molly afterwards.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Got it.
Sure.
Cool. Thank you both. Any other questions for Gabe on the PAG side of the house, activities we've got underway, or any of the things he shared or reported on? Molly, did you have another question you wanted to ask, or is it just your, oh, never mind.
Oh, no, sorry about that.
No, no worries. I just didn't want to gloss over you or skip you if I, okay. Hearing none, now we can jump into the jurisdiction side of the house. Any major safety efforts, activities, updates that anybody wants to share for the good of the group? Robert, go for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lauren Factow couldn't make the meeting this morning, but she did give me a few notes here to update everyone on the Safe Streets for All action plan. She's got here the subrecipient agreements with the partner jurisdictions are fully executed. The award action for the most qualified respondent, Burgess and NIPO, is scheduled to be performed by the Board of Supervisors on or after July 16. The executed contract and subsequent notice to proceed will be forthcoming. So just wanted to share that.
Scope and fee following. Robert, if I can put you on the spot, do you know if she's intending to have, or whoever's overseeing this effort, I assume it's going to be her, have some sort of kickoff effort that'll probably come once everything's been completed and all the contract documents in place?
I knew you were going to ask me a hard question, so I'll have to get back to you on that. Unfortunately, I don't know, but I'll find out. All right.
That's nothing pressing. I was going to say you can share the future one, especially if the board award is going to be coming up here next week sometime, then certainly by our next meeting, we'll certainly have progress on it. So just wasn't sure if that's something everybody should kind of be thinking on the horizon or not. So, okay, cool. And thank you. Dion, I see you up next. Go for it.
The town of Marana has an ongoing safety project funded with HSIP funds, and I just want to report that the design is complete. It's a traffic signal for the intersection of Dove Mountain Boulevard and Moore Road. It's the bid opening is scheduled for August 16th, and so then probably maybe 3 months of working out the details and then getting into construction this fall.
And if I remember correctly, ADOT typically administers those on behalf of the town, correct?
Correct.
Perfect. Okay. No, it'd be fantastic to get that one in place. Okay. Jay. All you, my friend.
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, got you loud and clear.
Awesome. Just wanted to thank Gabe for providing all of ADOT's updates. That's all I got.
Anytime, Jay.
I was gonna say, man, there's a lunch bet on that one coming. Okay. Paul, go for it.
Oh, the town's got a couple of things going on. The first is that we replaced sort of inappropriate RRFB on Rancho Saurita Boulevard at Avenida Mitla with a proper solar powered hawk. And so that should improve things considerably there. Gabe and Richard and I have a partially done RSA there, so, or mini RSA, so that's really cool. And the other thing we did is we took the RRFB from that 4-lane divided collector and moved it over to Calle Vista Larga in front of Park del Presidio. And so now we have an RRFB at a crosswalk there where, unfortunately, right before we could move it in, a child was struck going back between the park and a neighborhood. So we have a little bit of help there as well.
And Paul, you mentioned, did I catch that right, that the hawk you put in was a solar powered? You went that option?
Absolutely, yes. It's It's a 3-pole, actually 4-pole system. It has an advanced flasher, and everything is solar powered, radio operated.
Fantastic. No, I remember, oh, good God. I want to say it was on Treat and something else. I thought that the city had put one in, and we're starting to dabble kind of into some of the solar powered ones, which, you know, is a great alternative to the regular ones. And I think there was a significant cost difference. So I'm glad to hear some of those are catching on. So, okay.
Yeah, actually, GJ has one of those up there in Oro Valley that not only is it a solar powered Hawk, but it also has on-demand pedestrian lighting, which is pretty cool.
Fantastic. Okay, good deal.
All right, and before we go, I'd like to go off mission just a little bit. Both Sergio Burgos and I have different roles here at the town. Sergio is now the traffic signal foreman, and I am now the public works operations manager. So Sergio will be taking the lead on this committee moving forward, and I'll be the dedicated alternate.
Okay, so taking lead with Paul as backup. Okay, I'll make note on all of the stuff on our end. Sergio, welcome aboard, and we'll get you plugged in as a direct contact on all this stuff then.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You got it. Thanks, Paul. Let's see. Dion, I see your hand back up. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. It occurs to me to mention that back in the end of May, we had a visit from the Federal Railroad Administration to conduct a safety inspection of our quiet zone crossings, and that went well. He issued a report, and one of the things that he did is he measured the height of the curb on the median at Cortero Road, and because of subsequent repavings, it didn't meet muster. So we're going to take some, we're going to do a treatment there where we place flexible delineators down the center of the median. We're going to cooperate with ADOT. ADOT's on board with this, and that will meet the needs of the quiet zone. So that, and you know, new signs, new pavement markings, and that particular treatment at Cortero Road.
Is a FRA inspection a regular thing, or were they just doing a kind of, it was a random thing and you yours was picked?
I think it's intended to be a regular thing. I don't think the town ever had one. So I believe this to be the first, though I can't say for sure before me.
Okay.
And I think they just weren't staffed up sufficiently to be doing it everywhere. This gentleman came all the way from California to conduct the inspection.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that would take him probably a while to work through all those then. Okay.
Yeah.
Nope. Cool. Thanks for the extra information on that. Blake, go for it. You're up.
Oh, I wanted to one up Paul there. Put in an RFB on Silver Bell, south of at St. Mary's Hospital, and we're gonna hardwire it actually, and we're gonna try. We still haven't figured it out, but we're gonna try passive detection there. So stand by.
And I missed that. This is a new Hawk you're putting in?
That's a new RFB at Silver Bell, south of St. Mary's.
New RFB.
And I just wanted to, on RSAs, I just wanted to note the city's effort on these. They're not just reports that sit on the shelf for us. We've been doing a lot of work to get at least the near-term items completed. Stone, Grant to Fort Lowell, all the near-term items are complete. Congress and Grande, that was complete some time ago. It did result in Prop 411 funding for a project that planning is leading right now. Silver Bell, Congress and Grande, Silver Bell and Grant is the near-term items are underway. Mission and Grande, Ajo to Congress, all near-term items are complete. And Marianne Cleveland Way, Houghton to Colossal Cave. Sorry if I'm talking too fast, Eric. Near-term items are underway, and I could send a report to Gabe if you like.
Gabe, would that be valuable in some of the stuff you're sharing with ADOT?
Yeah,
Or are you already
absolutely. I
capturing
mean,
it? Okay.
yeah, no, I mean that would be great to capture that. I mean, even just for our own, our own purposes, that would be fantastic. But yeah, I mean, no deadline and no stress on that, Blake. But yeah, that'd be super fascinating to kind of track that.
Cool.
No, I
Thanks.
appreciate that because yeah, the turnaround on those things, I think that helps validate the program that, that's kind of that, hey, we can find things, see the stuff, and then knowing that jurisdictions, that gives the ability then for jurisdictions to turn around immediately, implement the corrective items, even like you said, the near term with focus on the far term later on, I think is adds power to the program. So really appreciate that recap on that. Thanks a million, Blake.
I want to point out that Blake had a very clever pun. He said that they're going to try passive detection, so please stand by.
Okay, I'm not going to write that, but I will acknowledge that. Yeah, big props to it. Thanks for catching that, Dion. You guys are good Thursday for a start in July. Okay. Let's see. Anybody else with any other updates want to share? Okay, seeing none. Then our next item up, number 6, our max view and kinetics updates. Francisco, this is almost always in your court as the lead, and then any questions that come up. So I'll turn it over to you and let you share what you know or what you got.
All right, can you hear me there?
Gotcha.
All right, well, there's some growing pains. The system's running, and we're finding out stuff that Bob wants, reports that are needed, creations of documents needed for signal maintenance. We're trying to work with mining the data out of kinetic signals so that PAG can get the data that we're getting, also the UA. So we're working on the API or some way of getting data out of there. And they already came up with an agreement that's needed for the other jurisdictions to connect their signals. It's under review right now and comments by the jurisdictions back to Q3. So we're getting closer on that front. That's about it.
Good deal. Any questions for Francisco? Anything anybody wants to expand on? Jay, go for it.
Thank you. Yeah, Francisco, we can go ahead and probably talk offline about this, but I'd like to discuss that a little bit more. The MaxView and Kinetic stuff for the region. See what we can do to work together. Also, I did get a IGA initiated, so we'll be working more together on that kind of stuff. Also, just wanted to let the group know I believe the state has a centralized ATMS to be advertised through a procurement contract. So that should be interesting, and I'll keep the group abreast as developments occur.
Hey, Jay.
Okay, fantastic. Any other questions for Francisco on the MaxView Kinetics efforts? Francisco, one thing, I guess the way, if I understood it correctly, you're working on kind of like a boilerplate or a standard agreement that the other jurisdictions then would be able to sign on to get in board and connect to everything, correct? Did I say that right?
That is correct. They need to get a agreement to maintain a VPN connection to Q3 and also sort of like a support for that. And the only other thing I would want to say to the group is we may want to think about talking again, funding, having PAG fund this whole thing so that we can get all our fees covered by the region. The contract's coming up. We got one more year on this contract, so we got to renegotiate the contract.
Accessibility of regional funding. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Then our last item up is the signal communications. Any updates on all that activity? Francisco, I know this is usually in your court to start off as well. So anything else you want to share on this item?
Just say that we are having good quality with our Verizon connections, and we're working on fiber at a slower pace due to funds, with the state crisis on funding.
Efforts have slowed. Go back what you said on the Verizon. It cut out for just a second, or I missed it. That's still working okay, or you're running into glitches?
No, that is turned out to be a good solution, easy to maintain, reliable.
Wireless efforts.
And if I didn't share before, there is now a solution that allows you to get video out of your traffic signals via Verizon. It's a 5G connection, $50 a month, unlimited bandwidth at 100 megabit connection.
Support video. Okay. Okay, any questions for Francisco or any other updates for the good of the group?
Rick, I have a couple things.
Okay, I'm sorry, Dion, let me catch up. Go for it.
I want to point out that Dr. Nassi was recently recognized by the national committee that he's been serving on for so many years. He is the first recipient of the National Committee Distinguished Member. And so it's a very important recognition, and he's the first one. So I wanted to recognize Dr. Nassi's recognition. That's the first one. And the second one is the Southern Arizona chapter of the Institute of Transportation Engineers is holding a joint meeting with the Arizona section on July 25th. It'll be here in Marana at 5100 West Ina Road. And since it's kind of near the beginning of the school year, we've got a school theme on the topic. We've invited a representative from the Marana Unified School District to talk about school safety as it relates to transportation. So look for a notice regarding that in your email inbox.
And you said July 25th, so folks can mark it out on their, do you have a time frame on that so folks can kind of pencil it out for now?
Yeah, it'll be like lunchtime period.
Lunchtime, okay. Noonish, got it.
Dion, thanks for providing that update regarding the Richard Award. I was going to get with you next week about doing something specifically with SAITE and acknowledging the recognition.
Yes,
So,
we thought
let's touch base.
We thought we would do that on the 25th. So yes, please do reach out to me.
Great.
No, thank you guys for chasing that. And yeah, big props to Dr. Nassi on that. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other signal communications activities updates? Anything else anybody wants to share on that front? Okay, seeing none, hearing none. That's kind of a quick down and dirty update. Our next meeting would be targeted normally. Forgive me, I wrote the wrong date already. Give me a second to double check this. Go ahead and pencil in September 12th. However, I may have a conflict, so I may ask Gabe or somebody else to step in and lead that effort for me. But if you could hold the September 12th, that keeps us on cycle. And I believe we'd have the presentation left over from, or that we postponed from today, that may be ready to share at that point in time as well. So go ahead and pencil that in if you guys would, as our next meeting time, and we'll keep you posted as things progress along. I'll do one last check. Any other comments, questions regarding the topics we talked about today? Anybody else I skipped or missed over? Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Rick, thanks. This is for the group, I guess, to follow up on what Gabe was talking about earlier in the Arizona supplement to the MUTCD.
Yep, go ahead.
I am a part of that working group, so I don't know how we want to collaborate, but maybe that's something that we can discuss outside the meeting. But yeah, I agree with Gabe. It is definitely a fast schedule. And I think Southwest Traffic Engineering has helped leading the charge on organizing the cats. So,
okay.
But yeah, we're meeting, I think, every other week. So, yeah, just figured I'd let the group know.
No, appreciate that. And yeah, Gabe, plug that into your.
Yep, for sure. Thanks so much, Jay, for providing that. I did talk to Scott Orohood, who's the ADOT PM, I guess, leading the group in the effort there.
He is.
And was asking him what's the best way we can provide local input. And he was saying just provide draft comments. So I did offer additional involvement, and but he kind of was deferring to that. But I definitely would want to refer to you as our local guy in connection with that effort. So we can talk about that more if you'd like.
No, that sounds great. I mean, yeah, Scott's the main point. So I'm just, you know, the branch on the arm. So
aren't we all? Thanks.
Okay, thanks, guys. Molly, go ahead.
Yeah, I have Lance's information, but I was just wondering if I could get your email address, Gabriel.
Sure. It's GTHUM, like it's spelled on the screen, at pagregion.com.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
Hey, Molly, I've got a quick question for you. Are you going to be a regular attendee, or are you kind of subbing in for Josue today?
I am subbing in for Josue today. I'm not sure if he's going to have me attend more of these or not. I know I'm on a couple of the other committees, but I will let you know.
Yep, I was going to say I'll leave it up to you guys to coordinate with, because I've got him on for sure. So
Right.
fantastic, and let us know if there's anything that formalizes. Okay. Gang, with that, thank you guys all. Great meeting, great discussion, great updates, and then most of all, it's good seeing all you guys. So with that, I'll close the meeting and wish you guys all the very best for the rest of a Thursday. Hope the week and everything else treats you well, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys again soon. So be good, be well, take care, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Thank you. Have a good one.